So I think we can move on. Now we would like just to break a little bit this PowerPoint presentation and have another interactive session with some other questions that you may have.
So after hearing about universal design, a few more questions. As before, you can answer the question by framing the QR code with your smartphone or by writing the code into the app, the number code into the app, or by clicking on the link I insert in chat. So in your opinion, to what extent could you apply universal design in your field? Okay, so in your opinion, to what extent could you apply universal design in your field? Most of you are replying very. It's a very good answer. We can go on to the second question. Adopting the universal design approach in your field can expand the number of stakeholder, users, or beneficiaries. How much do you agree with this sentence? Of course, it depends of the field, of your field of work. There is an optimistic view. Let's go to the third. So how much could these obstacles weigh on the adoption of universal design in your field? You can make a decision for each obstacle. You can put not at all or very degree. So we know all of these are really obstacles in each field of work. So lack of economic resources, lack of human resources, resistant to change, lack of knowledge, but also other. Regarding the lack of knowledge, which you choose to obstacle, this webinar is a sort of event that goes in the direction of eliminate these obstacles. So we are optimistic. We can go to the other. So which of the following actions do you consider a priority to make your services or facilities more accessible according to universal design? So the actions could be architectural barriers removal, language simplification, ICT improvement with the website or app, signature improvement, staff training, and other. Most of you are replying staff training and architectural barriers removal could be the priorities. But also ICT improvement, I agree. Okay, let's go to the other. How involved are the following categories of stakeholders in your field right now? Categories are people with physical disabilities. You can choose not at all or very. People with sensorial disabilities, people with intellectual disabilities, elderly people, children, families with small children, caregivers. Okay, most of you are right now involving elderly people and people with intellectual disabilities, but also caregivers are less involved according to this question. Next slide. Do you know of an organization that you could work with to involve other categories of stakeholders in your work field or in your country, in your city? The majority knows organizations. A suggestion for who doesn't know, start to trying to searching for organization to involve other categories to road. And another question, are there any specific theme you would like to focus on? Here we wrote theoretical aspects regarding universal design, strategies to become more inclusive, also during the designing processes, language simplification, wayfinding strategies, best and also worst practices sharing or others. Okay, so the majority are responding. They are interested in the strategies to become more inclusive, so more inclusive processes, and also best and worst practices sharing. At the end of this webinar, the two presenters will share best practice. So right today, it's a good starting point. As soon as this webinar is over, who will you tell about universal design? Project partners, colleagues and partners, friends, collaborators, clients, suppliers, friends and family, collaborators, lot of project partners. Perfect. So we are starting to spread the knowledge about universal design also thanks to you, tourism operators, colleagues at work, maybe who works in other fields, friends. It's very interesting that you want to spread this knowledge also with your friends and families, and also stakeholders and network in general. Okay, the last questions. What do you think about this picture? Do you think this is a good example of universally designed space? This is an example of a strump, stair plus ramp. Okay, thank you for responding. It seems the right solution to combine the needs of usability and inclusiveness in overcoming height differences. And from the point of view of beautiful, it's also very impressive as a solution. But in reality, it's very dangerous. So yes, it's not a good example of universally designed space. For people with disabilities, for example, there is the risk of falling over. For a visually impaired person, this strump is a very dangerous labyrinth that can be perceived with extremely difficulty due to the lack of railings and in particular at the junction points between stairs and ramps. But also if it's used in normal crowds or with a high concentrations of people, which doesn't allow a perfect view of the strump. So better not to think about it, even worse if in emergency situation. So this is the last question, and thank you to Interact in this part. And I will give the screen to Lorenzo again.
Yes, thank you, Barbara. So we have just had a few questions, a few understanding, and as you said, one of the things that people would like to have more is the sharing of best practices, and exactly we're moving to this direction. So I would like to thank everybody, and just let me share my screen for a very last slide that I prepared, and this is this one. So thank you also for those who are still here, because we missed someone because they had some other engagement or meeting after that, and we're going to share some of the slides, and we have to collect and we decide what exactly to do. But in any case, this my presentation can be shared, and we can see here if any of you is interested, you can contact me, and you can follow our project. This is the website, the official website maintained by the program, but we also have the LinkedIn, the Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube account, and you can follow our progress. And of course, you can also contact the Joint Secretariat, which very kindly organized this workshop, both for some technical questions. Some of you asked for a kind of certificate of participation, but for any other reason you may have. So if you want to contact the JS, then just will forward to us, or you can contact me, and I will forward to any of the speaker today. So I would like to thank all the ladies. I was the only man talking today. So all the ladies, Barbara, Valentina, Caterina, Elena, Maria, and Maria Chiara, and most of all you for attending this day. The entire day, the entire morning, and the Joint Secretariat of the Interreg Italy and Croatia for organizing this event. As I said, there will be another one on the simplification for communication that we're going to, another webinar. This will be in June, most likely. And then we have to talk with the JS on how to make it, and everybody will be informed, of course.
Thank you very much from our side to Mr. Castelli and all the speakers from today. We need to elaborate all the information that we received, and thank you for the contribution. I think we will be able to also share the presentation later on with our participants. So I think it will be also useful to go through the contents later on. Again, from our program, thank you so much for organizing this interesting occasion. And as I said before, this is we're convinced and we hope it will just be the first one, and other projects will follow this best practice for the next webinar. Thank also my colleagues who supported the site project in organizing this event. And again, see you in the next meeting and occasions to discuss together these important topics. Thank you very much.